She said, Mr. Mills, this is Mike. She said, I heard from some people that I trust that you're really good at talking about adversities. And I am, I guess. I've done it for a long time. I've talked to people all over the world about adversities. I've talked about the fact that adversities are those physical, mental, or emotional tornadoes that come into our lives. Some of these tornadoes we get warned about and we have time to prepare, and some of these tornadoes come into our lives with absolutely no warning whatsoever. This is a picture of the storm as it was approaching Bay St. Louis. This is a photo of Bay St. Louis from the air, an aerial photo of the community before the storm. This is the exact same community after the storm. She said 90% of our homes were lost. Most of our buildings were lost. Most of our infrastructure was destroyed. All of our resources and materials had to be discarded because of the 20 feet of toxic water that stayed in our community for days. We lost almost everything. But our staff is coming back to work on August 3rd, and we want to know if you'd be willing to come down here and motivate them when they come back to work. I didn't even hesitate. I said, absolutely, absolutely, I'll be there. We've got to choose to be free. To be free to face the darkness, to be free to face the light, to be free to face my destiny and to do it with all my might. To be free to make good choices, to be free come sun or rain, to be free to just accept myself in spite of all the pain. That song captures the essence of a monumental breakthrough. A monumental breakthrough that I believe that we all need to go through if we are ever going to be productive, successful, or happy in our life, in our work, and in our world. Whether it's the Bernie Madoff scandal, or the AIG scandal, or the WorldCom scandal, or the Enron scandal, what the research has shown is that many good people who worked in these organizations were manipulated and coerced into corruption simply because they became convinced that their ultimate worth to their organization could only be maintained by being part of that masquerade party. They couldn't confront their own character. They couldn't hold personal court for their decisions because within themselves they had never written their own constitution.
Jerry Mills was the best keynote that I have ever seen at a conference. He was extremely motivating, had a powerful message, and delivered it in such a wonderful, authentic way.
Our perception and our thoughts combine together to form this very powerful force in our life, simply known as attitude. Attitude. And there's an amazing thing about attitude, because attitude predicts all. Attitude enriches or destroys. Attitude is not based on fact. Attitude is actually based on perception, and attitude can be changed. Attitude can be changed, and that's a good thing. How many of you have read one of these books? Good to Great, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, Primal Leadership, The Leadership Challenge, Leading Change, First Break All the Rules, Managing Transitions, Monday Morning Leadership, Navigating the Future, The 1-Minute Manager. You see, my point is this. We're going to the conferences, and we're being inspired and motivated, and we're reading the books, but are we really applying what it is that we're learning? I mean, are we really applying what it is that we're learning? And I have to ask myself this question too, because I see hands go up like this all the time. But what amazes me is that so many of us continue to go down the same path. He said, greatness is the domain of a select few. Greatness is the domain of a select few. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you something. I completely disagree with what he said. I emphatically disagree with what he said, because I believe that true greatness is the domain of anyone who chooses to awaken greatness within themselves. How can anyone but you claim to know which choice that you should make, or which way you should go? So when someone tries to tell you what to do, remember, they don't know the reason.
point is that if you grab someone to come in and do a presentation and check off your list and say, okay, we've covered it, it doesn't mean you've got your information across. If you want to actually do what you intend to do, you need someone to involve your eyes, your ears, your heart, your emotion, and this presentation does it. It's the whole package.
Having experienced Jerry before, I know that the thing that's unique about Jerry is the way that he uses information, his own story, but his talents as a musician to talk directly to people's hearts as well as their thoughts, and that's unique, and he did it again today.
But I didn't tell you this story to bum you out or to freak you out or to make you sad. I shared this story with you for a simple reason. Because we all have our own story to tell. Every single person in this room has your own story to tell. Every single person in this room has had things happen in your life that if somebody was to say to you, hey, would you like to have this happen to you? You'd say, no, never, never. And I want to show you the picture that I saw on the bumper sticker. It said this: everyone's a victim, get over it.
I just feel Jerry's sincerity. He explains in music in a such a sensitive way, and they really listen much more than if they were listening to another lecture or just another person. His words are so important, and they give such hope.
Once I was a prisoner in my mind, dreaming about the day that I'd be free to leave it all behind. And the hold on time, the only thing that held me under lock and key was not knowing my imprisonment was all inside of me. We've gotta choose to be free. To be free of always thinking I'm not doing what I should. To be free of things not turning out the way I thought they would. To be free of all my troubles. To be free of all my woes. To be free of always thinking I should know just how it goes. We've gotta choose to be free. All my life I've been a prisoner, not knowing what I thought I ought to know. Now many years have come and gone, and it's clear I got a long way to go. I sure did take the long way and the wrong way a time or two. But I must admit the whole darn time there's something I never knew. Is we've gotta choose to be free. To be free to face the darkness, to be free to face the light. To be free to face my destiny and to do it with all my might. To be free to make good choices, to be free come sun or rain. To be free to just accept myself in spite of all the pain. We've gotta choose to be free. We've gotta choose to be free. We've gotta choose. Thanks very much.